Hello and welcome to our brand new weekly Mario Kart show. I'm Joe.
And I'm Kate. Be sure to join us every Friday where over the next 4 shows we'll be giving you a rundown of some of our favourite courses from the new game Mario Kart 8, as well as taking a look back at some classic Mario Kart games from the past.
We'll also be joined by some special guests along the way who'll tell us about their favourite Mario Kart moments, and we'll have a special competition, Mario Kart Beat Box, in which you can win a copy of Mario Kart 8.
Coming up in today's episode, we tell you what's new in Mario Kart 8, reminisce over Mario Kart 64's Rainbow Road, talk about our favourite memories of Mario Kart multiplayer, including one time where Joe wrote all over his friend's walls, and bring you all the details you'll need to enter our competition. But first, it's time for Inside Track.
Inside Track is the part of the show that's all about what you want to know. If you have a burning question about Mario Kart 8 that you want answered, just leave it in the comments below or get in touch on Twitter.
Our Twitter address is ONMUK, which you can see at the bottom of the screen right now. So start sending in those questions and we'll pick the best ones every week and answer them here. Which
is just what we're going to do right now. Now, by far the most common question we've had is, what's new in Mario Kart 8? And first look, it is the looks. You're going to see it in every frame of the game. This is the first ever HD Mario Kart game. You'll see it in the tracks, right down to character animations like flapping moustaches in the wind or fireballs that light up tunnels. It looks incredible the entire time. Everything's been totally resculpted from the bottom up.
There's also a new mechanical feature called anti-gravity, which will see you driving on the walls and the ceiling of the tracks. It also includes a new strategic element called Spin Turbo, which asks you to bump into other characters as you're driving along and gives you a boost.
Speaking of characters, there's new ones like the Koopalings, as well as Pink Gold Peach, who's sort of covered in molten metal. Not to mention items like the Super Horn or the Crazy 8, which is an upgraded version of the Lucky 7 from Mario Kart 7.
Remember, if you want to have your question on the show, get in touch with us on Twitter at ONM_UK. Right, now it's time for a section we're calling Then and Now.
It's basically a look back at a classic Mario Kart feature and showing you how it has or hasn't changed in Mario Kart 8.
It could be anything from the range of characters on offer to the special item pickups, but this week we're looking at Rainbow Road.
The N64 version of Rainbow Road is infamous. The traditionally terrifying burst of primary colours and swearing that comes with the end of every Mario Kart Special Cup was stretched into a 6-minute 3-lap beast. Most of it was fenced off, and strange neon versions of all the drivers' faces hung over the corners like signs for 80s Miami nightclubs. Mario Kart 8's retro update of the track aims to make those old wrongs right. Swapping the original's nighttime look for a sort of Polar Express wonderland, the new old Rainbow Road has had more of a makeover than almost any other retro track in the game. For a start, the entire race takes place over a single lap, shortening the original multicolour marathon to a tight 2 minutes where a single mistake can cost you first place. And you'll be making mistakes. Those child-safe boundaries are almost all now gone, meaning a Super Horn shockwave or too wide a drift can send you plummeting off the track and presumably into the living room of some poor family living in one of the quaint townhouses below. It's a quicker, scarier and more beautiful track than it's ever been before. In other words, it's the perfect Rainbow Road. And it's only the first of 2 in the game.
Okay, on with the show, and now we've got my personal favourite, Mario Kart Memories.
This is the part of the show where we get together with our colleagues, perhaps even friends, discuss our fondest moments from Mario Kart's yesteryear.
Like that time Joe went on a rampage and ate a GameCube.
Purple. Right then, this week it's all about multiplayer memories. And remember, if you have a story to tell, let us know in the comments, but for now, here's ours.
I was sitting in the back of my old van and I had a link-up cable which had 4 cables coming out of it. There was only 2 of us playing, but with 1 copy of the game we were able to send the game through the cable to the other Game Boy, and then we could play multiplayer Mario Kart Super Circuit. Oh, brilliant.
Mario Kart might look nice, but we all know it's about brutal, cold competition. And some friends of mine at uni came up with the best way to harness that competition. Sort of like how pub brawls eventually turned into gladiator fights in Roman times. Essentially what they did was got a gigantic piece of paper and covered their entire uni flat wall with a tournament roster that they ran for an entire year. 3 semesters of intense Mario Kart competition, playing only for pride, the greatest prize of all, and you would not believe how many fights it caused. It was quite something.
So I've basically played Mario Kart since I was a kid, and no matter what age I'm at, no matter what iteration or console it's on, the one thing that I remember driving me insane was blue shells. And it's just always the way that it's so good at playing it so that you can be first for like a lap, 2 laps, and then just before the finish line on the last lap, you're always taken out. It's one of the most genius and infuriating parts of that game, and I kind of love it.
Whether it's early memories of, watching my grandma after Christmas dinner trying to turn a corner while looking down at the SNES pad, or like later on my friend's squalid pit of a university house where any given time of day or night there would always be a split screen game going on. People would drop out, people would replace them, but it never ended. Chances are it is actually still going on, worryingly.
This section is called Mario Kart Beat Box, and it's going to be a solid 3 minutes of Joe beatboxing. Joe?
I think what Kate means to say is that this is our weekly competition, where you can win a copy of Mario Kart 8 and be part of something quite special and quite unusual.
What we'd like you to do is record an iconic sound from the track we're about to show you and send it in to us.
We'll take the best entries every week, put them all together at the end of the series, and create a soundtrack to the game made entirely of your voices.
And this is the track we'll be using.
It's Mario Circuit from Mario Kart 8. Now, if you want to win a copy of Mario Kart 8, you need to do your best impression of the following Mario Kart noises. First up, the vroom sound. And next, the starting grid traffic lights noise. To enter, you need to film a short video of yourself doing the impressions, lasting no longer than 10 seconds. Dress up, create a set, do almost anything you want. But the quality of your impression is most important. Just make sure we can see and hear you clearly. Use a regular smartphone camera, webcam or video camera to record your entry, and email it to mariokartbeatbox@gmail.com no later than Wednesday, May the 14th at 10 AM BST. Don't forget, your clip should be 10 seconds long tops. It's fine to do both impressions in one clip, and you can even say a few words about yourself if you have time. Every week we'll pick the best impressions and feature them in next week's show. At the end of the series, on May the 30th, we'll pick the overall winners and create a lap of the game with your best noises in. Check the About description below the video for full terms and conditions. Basically, it's a bit of fun, so please don't be offended if we fail to spot your inner artiste.
So get practicing like Joe. And send us your entries no later than Wednesday, May the 14th, and you could be on next week's show.
We hope you've enjoyed today's show, especially that last bit. And if you did, don't forget to hit the like button and maybe hit subscribe so you'll never miss another episode.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, and see you next week.
Bye!
Bye!